Hey Virgo, what is going on? My name is Matthew Oliver, and this is your general reading for the month of February. Remember that until February 20th, Venus is in the sign of Pisces. Pisces opposes Virgo, so this can manifest in a couple different ways, Virgo. This can be that you might feel like love is on your mind a lot more than it normally is, or there might be situations where logically or from an analytical standpoint, you would usually go down this path. But then with this Venus energy, you're like, you know what, like I want to pursue this, or for whatever reason, I want to spend more time on my love life or my social life or doing things that just are more fun right now. So there can be that balancing act. And be open to the play or be open to the romance, especially around Valentine's Day, because Venus is going to be conjunct Neptune. Don't allow yourself to be swept away and lose all of your pragmatic energy and all of your discernment. But this could be an energy where you just allow yourself to get lost in the fantasy or get lost in the dream. And this can be a couple different ways. It could be like you going out for one drink and it ends up being multiple, or maybe you're just doing things where you impulsively like take a trip and you wouldn't normally do that, or spend more time in like leisure activities instead of the work. So if you can set certain boundaries and say, I know that I need to get my taxes done and launch this service or like submit this report, do those things sooner than later. So when we get to the middle of February, you can allow yourself to play or allow yourself to dream or allow yourself to just do nothing at all. Even like taking a trip around mid-February or giving yourself the space to not have to work so hard would be great, because whether it's sun, rising, or moon in Virgo, opposing Venus and Neptune, it's like Venus and Neptune kind of win over your Virgo placement. So it'll be easier to slip into that fantasy or that daydreaming or just that whatever it is, instead of feeling bad about not letting yourself enjoy that or go to that event or have that spicy romantic evening or outing with a loved one. All right. So let's see what the tarot has to say as well. This is interesting as well, Virgo. If there's something that can be addressed from a more old school or traditional, I just saw this person like with a chalkboard and they just had chalk and they were just drawing something really beautiful and intricate. Like if you can just kind of get back to more earth energy, if you feel like your mind is going off in a million different directions or your heart is being called to many different people, if you want to ground back in with your body, whether it's a notebook and a pen or like charcoal or chalk and a chalkboard, like something where you can use your hands to ground in, I think that would be better than being on your screens or being on your computer, just as a way to maybe feel inspired or just allowing that earth energy to draw in more inspiration or more activity. This is also interesting too, like if some of you are wanting to maybe like write a memoir or also enact a childhood dream, like something you've always wanted to do since you were in elementary school, and that dream or that vision is coming through, which would also be a beautiful manifestation of the Venus-Neptune conjunction opposing your Virgo energy. Like if this is something you've always wanted to work on or produce or create since you were young, going back to those roots or going back to that inner child energy to see what's just naturally coming up. And this can also just be a great way of setting aside time to connect in with that energy of just having a notebook or having, like if you have chalk and a chalkboard somehow, that would be great. And maybe not brainstorming or writing on like a computer or an iPhone or electronics in general, but using earth to ground in for that, all right? It seems to be coming through very strongly. Also the color red, like wearing red, is also very prevalent right now. And I mean, red is that root chakra in terms of structure, stability, new beginnings, safety, and passion as well. So that could also just be something that is setting you up for something new or a new relationship or a new passion project as well, or just like feeling sexy, confident, feeling seen. We have the full moon in Leo at the start of the month on February 5th. So there could be an energy of wanting to showcase your intellect, showcase your gifts, showcase your work, and maybe just wearing the color red will stimulate that and make you feel safe to put yourself out there, put your knowledge or put your work out there and not feel insecure that it's not enough, because sometimes Virgo can suffer from that paralysis by analysis, and maybe channeling from the color red or feeling confident and powerful will aid you to the finish line. Oh, this is interesting. There's a meme or kind of a cartoon of like showing two rabbits, and one rabbit, it's like the stalk of a carrot is so huge and he's standing proud. And then there's another rabbit where the stalk or like the greenery from the carrot in the garden isn't as big, but then it shows underneath the soil. And the one with the huge stalk and the carrot has this little tiny carrot underground. And the one that isn't as prevalent has a huge, massive carrot. So, I mean, this can manifest in a couple of different ways, but I don't want you to be intimidated to someone is all show and they're maybe doing a lot at work or online. It seems like their life is perfect from the exterior, but behind closed doors, who knows what the actual success is. But then you might be feeling intimidated or scared based on your results, but they're not finished harvesting yet. And once you pull out that carrot from the ground, you're gonna see how beautiful and huge it is. And it's also like that quiet confidence sometimes. You're like, I don't need to compare myself to others. I know that my work speaks for itself, and I'm gonna keep tending to this garden. So when I do harvest all my beautiful carrots, I know that I've done the work and that I have lots to reap and be proud of here, all right? Yes. So don't be intimidated and don't feel insecure. Perfect. Yes. It's like the universe is nodding. Good. So there's one card that just flew out. All right. Interesting. So the Hangman. Hangman is one that just flew out on its own. The Hangman can also represent Neptunian energy, but you're right where you need to be, Virgos. There's no need to rush the process. And sometimes it might just be beneficial just to honor where you're at right now and not need to rush things, not feel like you have to go back to certain things, but like, I know I'm exactly where I need to be. Also, when watching this video, no matter when you watch, being like, what is feeling called to you right now? Like, where is your spirit? Where is your intuition guiding you to focus your energy in this moment? Yeah. Also, if you're in terms of something like a legal matter or you're waiting for a contract or something right now, if it hasn't come through yet or that opportunity hasn't been finalized, it might actually be for your best interest because we have the Seven of Swords here as well. So the Seven of Swords can sometimes represent someone who is deceptive or manipulative or doesn't have your best interest at heart. This can also be ourselves, self-sabotaging ourselves with our mind. So it might actually be a good thing that you are right where you need to be and something hasn't taken off just quite yet because maybe you're not of the right mindset or certain people that you thought had your best interest at heart actually do not. The reason why I say it might be some kind of opportunity or contract per se is because we do have the Justice card with the Three of Swords and the Magician. So with this is like looking forward to an opportunity or something going well in your favor. And it's like, no, we need to like hold off for a little bit or just see how things play out. And again, this might not even be the person that you're in connection with, but maybe you and a loved one or you and a colleague are looking for certain people to help you. And there's been a delay, but it's actually the universe protecting you. It's like, no, just hold tight because that publisher, that lawyer, that realtor, they're not the one that's meant for you. Or like that house, it's like, I have something way better prepared for you and lined up for you. You just need to trust me. It's like the universe is pulling some strings behind closed doors here. It's like, just wait a little bit longer. This could also be maybe a Libra who is the one that's like, all right, let's just like recalibrate. Let's just make sure we're on the same page here, that we're not self-sabotaging one another. But with justice as well, as like, is this balanced? Does this feel right? And this can also pertain to lawyers or contracts or like a legal decision that you're waiting to hear back on. So make sure that you're doing everything to code, Virgo, that you're not taking shortcuts you don't normally do. But sometimes, like I said, if it's going back to that kind of carrot download that I got and you're worried or feeling insecure, it's like, well, you just need to do this, or if I can just skip this one detail and just cut this corner, then I can also be just as successful. It's like, trust in the work. And things are going to get significantly better. You're not going to be in the state of limbo for much longer. By the end of the month, I'm sure, especially once Venus moves out of Pisces and moves into Aries on the 20th of February, things are going to be moving forward. Also, too, I feel if you're feeling stuck or that things aren't moving, can you just let go and maybe go on a trip or relax or enjoy yourself so you're not waiting and putting additional pressure on yourself? Everything is working out behind the scenes, but I think it's actually in your best interest that whatever situation hasn't manifested fully just yet, or if something happens throughout the month and you're like, come on, then go and enjoy Venus and Pisces. Go out and have some fun, relax. you'll come back and the decision or the contract or the legal decision will be made for you to move forward in an aligned manner. So don't get in your head. Don't compare yourself. Don't freak out. Enjoy the downtime. And by the end of the month, I'm sure things will be picking up and moving forward beautifully. All right. So that is our general reading for the month of February. If this reading resonated, please feel free to share with a fellow Virgo that could also benefit from the messages. And if you'd like to book in for a one-on-one reading to go into this more in depth, you can find all my up-to-date availability at www.stillwateralchemy.com. And if you're interested in learning more about the astrological side of things, Farah, Sadiq, and I are launching our astrology course on April 8th. So I'll put the link to the landing page in the description of this video so you can take a look and find out more if you're curious. Thank you, Virgos, for watching. Have a wonderful month ahead, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.